So, spawning in our top right-hand position, we are in Fighting Spirit. Top right-hand position from STX, we have none other than the captain, the crazy man Zerg Terror. And the bottom right here is our red Zerg from Sonic All-Stars team. We have the red Zerg, Yareem 2, who I know nothing about. He has no stats in SOSPA, so he is totally unknown. He could be really good, he could be really bad. We'll just have to wait and find out. But certainly Terra would be the favorite in this matchup, without a doubt. Of that, there can be no question. Sonic's blocking stuff, but we can see there's been no pools or gas so far. So we got Overlord out for Terror. Just waiting to see what kind of builds they're gonna do. Alright, here we go. We're gonna have Overpool. Yeah, Overpool from Terror. And from Yareem. Whoop. I'll answer that in a little bit. Might have to answer that after this game, but and we're gonna have a 12 hatch from Yareem. Alright. So there's gonna be definitely some time where Terror has Lings out and Yareem does not, but it's not quite as dire of a situation as 9-pool speed for the 12 hatching player, as Overpool generally doesn't get speed that fast. A lot of times you go layer first, and of course just the timing of the pool itself is 200 minerals later. And Terra's going to do Overpool expand. So if Yareem, I think he needs to bring like a drone or two or something like that, but if he defends competently, he should be able to save the hatch and find himself in a fairly good position. Obviously if he loses the hatch, he'll be way behind, especially with Terra expanding to his own natural hatchery. Alright, so yeah, looking at that pool timing, the pool's almost done, so Yareem shouldn't have too much trouble with this. His hatch will finish at a similar time to his pool, so he'll be able to make 8 lings at once, and it looks like Terra can only get out a couple. So Yareem's going to find himself in a pretty nice position. I'd love to see if the layer is actually, like, morphing Sonic. I know you want to read your viewers' chat, but it's a little bit in the way and shit. So Terra coming down to pressure with lings. Yareem should have lings of his own making right now, given that his pool is finished. So here come the lings of Terror. Will he just try to run in? I mean, usually with 9... Yeah, okay, I was going to say, it makes a little more sense to go with the drone. But now there's plenty of lings out from Yareem. Terror can run around and be annoying, but in the end, there's going to be too many lings from Yareem, and will drive Terror back for the time being. So the advantage Terror has now, obviously the economy for Yareem is going to be a bit better, especially since Terror has to make that Sunken Colony to defend ling counterattacks. But Terror ought to, I mean, we can't see for sure because there's this bar blocking it, but Terror ought to have much faster tech. He can force spores, or maybe get some damage done if Yareem miscalculates, misjudges. So here come the lings now running in for Yareem. The Sunken is coming up from Terror. There is enough to defend by far. Like, Sunkens aren't insanely good in ling versus ling battles, but they quite easily defend like 4 or 5 lings without a difficulty for sure, and especially without the ling support. But at least in foreigner tournaments, I go back to thinking about TSL2, Sen versus Ret. They were constantly trying to defend with Sunkens, and they were always like building not quite enough. Like they had 1 when they needed 2, or they just didn't make enough lings, like over relying on the defensive capabilities of Sunken. And a lot of drones being made in this game, it would seem, because Terra's actually mining with 4 drones at the bottom natural. So he obviously feels very secure in his position. We got a little ling engagement here. I don't know who has numbers. It would seem they're pretty equal right now. I wish I knew who had gotten more gas from the natural. To see who was ahead in gas, but we don't know. We've got the Spire going down for Yareem. Terra Spire is not that much faster, so I think Yareem is going to like his position overall, although Terra may have built up a pretty strong economy, just judging from the fact he has 4 drones mining at the natural. Usually you wouldn't do that unless you're already at like 1 per patch in the main. Sonic, your banner is really annoying. Alright, so a bunch of drones being pulled for Yareem right now, and Terror is running in. We can't actually see the battle because it's being blocked, but someone is coming out on top and may or may not be winning, but it looks like Yareem is winning. It's kind of hard to commentate with a giant chat thing. Is he going to get a drone kill out of this? I don't know. Scourge now coming down. I don't see the dead blood of a drone, so it looks like that defended. He's going to start scourging overlords, maybe prevent. Oh, never mind. Those are Terror Scourges. He could potentially scourge overlords. Oh, never mind. The meteor protection. I was going to say if he was there a little bit earlier, and he actually lands 3 of them at least. And now Terror's muta coming down, and will Urim have enough to defend, or is he going to start losing drones? I don't know. 4 or 5 muta there from Urim. It looks like there are 4 out from Terror, and there's a pair of Scourge for Urim. Who is taking a drone out. Is he going to try to take a 3rd base? This guy's going to try to take a 3rd base. Crazy dude. Might have extra minerals though, I don't know. Now Terror is readjusted. It looks like he's either put drones on gas or put them back in the main. Terror now coming down with his muta, and yeah, Urim is going to try to take a 3rd hatch. Alright, so we have an engagement. Of course, Terror engaging over Urim's base, which means there'll be lots of stuff of Urim to soak up the mutaglaive bounce damage. And yeah, I can't believe Sonic is leaving this up in such a what do you call it, like obtrusive position. There are many other places you could put this that would not be that annoying, but in the very center of the screen is bad. So this is very unconventional ZVZ right here. With the hatchery being made, with the 3rd hatchery being made this fast. It's possible he just has overmins, but you don't see this often at all. So we're either Terror's going to kill him for this mistake, or we're going to go into some kind of super late game with lots of gas and a gigantic muta fight. That'll just be it. Doesn't continue. We're having an engagement right here, and Urim obviously thinking he can take it, but cannot, and is driven back to his natural. Has to run. And now Terror picking off some overlords, so a few free kills there, everything he can do to slow down Urim. I think Terror's aware of the hatchery. I wasn't paying close enough attention, being distracted by Sonic stuff. Urim trying to run by, but I was saying I think Terror aware of the base at the 6 o'clock. And now some Lings running in, but Terror's muta are back to defend. Drone kills will be limited to just 1, I think. Yes, just 1. Whoop. Nice little juke of the Scourge there. I think it's annoying all of us. I think I speak confidently for everybody when I say it's annoying all of us. Alright, so we got Overlord hatching here from this 3rd base. It's so exposed right now. Terror could even send a few Lings, and since Urim doesn't have, I don't think, aerial dominance with muta count, I don't think he can really defend it. Another Overlord gets picked off for Urim, so Terror just getting the job done right now. Despite being down in a base, it's not being used. So, I mean, a little extra larva is nice. Maybe he can produce a few Lings from that. But we've got another engagement going down, and Terror is not targeting Overlord. And we just got a muta battle, and I don't really know who's going to come out ahead. It looks like Terror is now massively ahead. So, those Overlord kills combined with perhaps the 3rd base, hard to know, and whatnot, are leaving Urim in a bad spot as he seems to have only 1 muta left. Now we have a bunch of Desperate Scourge, but if they go down, Terror's going to have complete run over the drones. And there's a lot of muta still alive. There appear to be no muta of Urim alive. He's eviscerating all the drones, and GG is called. And Sonic, your thing is super annoying. Move that the fuck away. I love you and all, but man, that is some obnoxious stuff right there. No calendar as of yet, unfortunately. So it's gonna be kind of a small cast. Alright, so I gotta figure out, there's issues with game 2, so hang on, I'm gonna read what my people said. Sadly, for games 2 and 3, there will be huge chunks of games missing due to snipe stream issues, so you'll probably have to skip them altogether. But then he also posted, okay, game 2, Zergman Obs. So we have a game 2 that I can use. So I'm going to open up that right now, since we cannot use this particular Snipe-A-Lot stream. Pop this guy out. See if we can get a nice fit. Is it perfectly fit? Oh yeah, it is. Cool. Alright, and what timing, or did he give me the exact timing I wanted on the VOD? Alright, so 12:17 flat. Looks like the closest we can get is 12:16. 12:16:12. So we're just gonna have to kind of chill out for about a minute. So Stratos, that's awesome. Thank you for being awesome with that idea. I may have to resize the screen a little bit too, as it is initially sized for Sonic's really small situation. I'm trying to tell right now how it fits. Is it off fit? Do you feel like you're missing a lot of the screen? Do I need to resize? Because I think Sonic's is a little smaller and narrower. Or does it actually contain everything? Doesn't appear to contain everything. But I don't know for sure. No, it's definitely cut off a little bit on both sides. Okay, hang on. I'm going to resize this real quick. I will have to pause the stream though. Actually, wait, I don't know if I do. Maybe not. Maybe not. Bear with me. Yeah, okay, and I can keep this. I can just have to raise it on these sides. And then we should have a better fit, and you're not actually missing stuff to view. Alright, that should have become better. Let me fit to screen. Because he doesn't use the widescreen like Sonic uses. Alright, so here we have Game 2. I do not know who the players are, and I don't think they will be listed for us either. So, let me see if I can figure out who is playing. Obviously Terror, given he just won. He's playing against a Terran. So who do we have for Terrans? We have Learn and Shiny. I believe this is Learn. Let me see. Yes, this is Learn. Okay, so we have Terror against Learn. Learn's the clan. My bad. It's 1023 is the player's name. Learn is the clan. Ignore Learn. Terror versus 1023. See if he appears in SOSPA. Just searching 1023. Yeah, cool. He's actually played 10 games in SOSPA so far, with a split game record, almost all of them against Zergs, and he has a 50% record against them. So 1023, definitely a threat. Let me see what I feel about the strength of his opponents that he has played in ZVZ. Well, obviously losing 2 to Killer. He's lost all 3 to Killer, but that's kind of expected. And his other wins have come from Beast, who people generally give crap about. Yeah, Beast only is listed at 37% versus Terran, so we don't really know, basically, exactly how good Learn is. But he has 50% ZVD, so he's shown he can take games from relevant SOSPA Zergs. Alright, so Terror is dropping the pool, so it looks like he's 12 hatch, pretty typical. We're on Circuit Breaker, if you guys don't know what map this is. And we've got a Barracks coming up. So pretty standard so far, of course. Who knows, Terror might just gas, go mech. He might build 2 racks and go in 4 racks on Yumi. There's lots of possibilities. SCV Scout has arrived. Gonna see things look pretty normal for Terror. We ought to see that 3rd hatch go down here at some moment, which that drone might be doing. Yes, there it is. So we have 3 hatches. Very, very standard. Someone's saying this guy's standard TVZ is mech, and well, there's not a gas. So if he's gonna go mech in this game, he's gonna be going rack CC into mech. So eco mech or whatever you want to call it. Gas is up for Terror, all pretty much as according to plan as can be. Hopefully too many people aren't going to miss this because... Oh, Terror's got to move that Overlord, man. If it would have been 3 Marines, he probably would have picked it. Might have needed 4. But it will be safely away. What was I say? Oh yeah, hopefully too many people aren't missing it because it isn't calendared, but... I didn't actually realize this was being played. I intended to cast the previous one that I don't think has been casted yet, but this was the best time available for me, so I just don't think there's been time for someone to notice and throw it up there, but at least there'll be the VOD, I guess. There's okay. So whoever said he usually goes mech, Harang Nabi clearly knows what he's talking about. As we do have a factory down for learn, and we will likely see a mech transition off of this. I don't think he'll just do. I mean, he could go like one fact and do the fast vessel stuff, but if his standard is mech, then I think that's a little less likely, as that's a pretty specific build. No bunker yet, which also kind of makes me think mech. Oh, a second factory? Or is it? Yeah, it's got to be a second factory. So definitely confirmed for mech at this point in time. And second SCV scout heading up for Terra's base. Lings could intercept, but nope, it will sneak by. It might have speed, though, because he's getting constant hits off on SCV. It's down to 10 health. Can the drones deny it? No! No, he gets another scout, but the Lings at the ramp will... yes, they will. Okay, so he basically denies the scout. We'll not get to see exactly what is being built. We see no other building at this point yet, though. So it means Mita, because if he was going Lurker, he would have the Hydrogen finish and upgrading. So the Spire is now down for Terror. We do have a bunker at the ramp, and that's really adorable. Not only is there a bunker at the ramp, but there is an SCV block, so if Terror just tries a run-by, he will meet the Great Wall of SCVs and charges in. And now he's got more Lings. Alright, this could work out beautifully for him. He's got the block. Terror's like, oh, that sucks. Now he's got to kill the SCV, so he'll probably run in 5 or 6 Lings. Vultures should be out pretty soon, though, but they are speed Lings against slow Volts. But with the Marines coming back, he ought to take minimal damage from this. And yeah, we can see those Lings killed pretty quickly. They try to run back out. I don't know why. Probably would have better just circle them around for scouting information, but that is this situation. And we have a Sunken Colony going down for Terror now, as he will need that to defend against the Vulture. And needs to make sure he's got some sort of SimCity, or the Vultures could just run by the SimCity. And actually, yeah, Bourbon, that is a possibility. With that many Lings, it is possible the bunker could have gone down, although with good reactions, of course, could have been defended. And Terror is thinking about returning the favor and using the Sunken Colony to... or using the drones on his ramp to block the Vultures from running in from the Sunken Colony. But Learn is having none of that, and is just going to go scout around the map a little bit with the Vultures. Oh, is he going to get there in time? Yes! The Vulture incidentally blocks the drone, and Terror's third is denied, and that's a long trip for that drone, so Terror's going to have to wait quite a while to get his own third base. Or he's going to have to take like a closer mineral only or something like that, so that's a pretty nice denial. As against Mac, you definitely want a faster third. The faster the better. So, yeah. We got Muta out now for Terror, but there are going to be Goliaths, and as a general rule of thumb, Muta against Goliath, especially off of like 3-hatch Muta, doesn't do much. There's lots of turrets too. Doesn't do much because the Goliath range is just ridiculous. You can't really go into harass because you get into like the proximity of vision and just all your Mutas are getting shot by like endless ranged Goliath shots. So unless there's only like 2. But pretty soon there'll be too many Goliaths. Terror doing a quick bloom. I think this is just for scouting purposes. Just kind of looking, trying to find where those Vultures are, which incidentally they're at his ramp. Drones are pulled, and one drone gets targeted down. One Vulture is lost for that, and the rest are going to get the heck out of here. And Speed Volt's much faster than Mutas, so Terror should get no... Does he have... Yeah, he's got speed, right? Yeah, so Terror will get no kills on these Volts. And Terror has opted to take the 12 o'clock base now, wanted a gas base as third, pretty typical for Zerg. And most likely, given this game, we're going to see Muta Hydra mid-game. There's better late-game options for Zerg against mech, but mid-game mech is best played with Muta Hydra. So Terror's going to fly around, but really I don't think he'll harass much. He'll probably just use the Muta to scout, try and figure out if he's going to try to expand, do a timing attack. I like this by Terror. He is aware of the presence of Vulture, so he's escorting the drones with some Hydra over to the base. Try to get them over there safely. Yeah, the team is Sonic All-Stars. Sonic All-Stars. They lost their first time. This is their second time out, to the best of my knowledge. And a 5th hatchery now for Terror, so he's going to be getting his macro up, which he will need. Obviously, if you're playing against mech, you need to make quite a respectable number of units, or you'll just get steamrolled, especially units that are as fragile against tanks as Hydra. And of course, the idea with Muta Hydra against mech is, to some extent, that Muta try to kill the tanks, Hydra clean up the Goliaths. Although a lot of times if there's a ton of Goliaths, you might catch a stray tank or two as he moves up to your base, but generally the tanks are going to be fairly well protected by the Goliaths. So the Muta also serve to make the Goliaths shoot at air, which has the return effect of meaning the Goliaths aren't shooting at the Hydra, so they live longer and can chew through everything. And if the Goliath count is reduced low enough, then the Muta can just mop those up, and as well as the remaining tanks. And this team I really wonder about, the Sonic team, how well they can do in this league, because they're up against some really legit, there's some weak teams, some weaker teams in there. Teams like KT honestly is pretty weak right now, and there's at least one other that strikes me as particularly weak in players or player strength. But I wonder how well they can do. I hope they don't just get like constantly steamrolled. Like, it's not impossible for them to win, but if you look at their players, the only player they have that I would really say is a player of note is Shiny, who is quite good and has had decent runs in SRTs and whatnot before. But if you look at their other players, I mean, it's Sonic, who apparently most people think is like B- on iCup. Then they have a player named Changers, who's a Protoss, but I've never heard of him. They have Hero White, who probably isn't one of the pro gamer heroes. They have High, who I guess has been around and has some okay... Oh, that mine was close. They have Learn, who's pretty unheralded. Pixie's, I guess, been around a little bit, and they also have Helios, but none of the players have proved themselves to be especially strong on the SOSPA scene, and with so many pro gamers in the scene now, it'll be a tough ordeal. Oh, wait, Ample is on the team? I don't see Ample, to be honest. Unheralded means like they don't have like lots of accomplishments in it. Like Bisu is very heralded. You know, he's a well-known kind of like famous, hyped-up player. Unheralded is sort of like there's not really any hype or definitive proof that they're going to be great. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Ample's on KT. Yeah, that makes more sense now. The Muta being really obnoxious is another thing you can do against this mech, is be really annoying with these Muta because mobility sucks. And if you get, like, I've seen some styles, although I haven't seen it as much recently, but I remember watching replays of a bunch of Flash versus Zero and other player games. Oh, we got Queens. Wow, that's pretty fast to Queens. Terra's got to be careful he doesn't die before those have energy with the investment on the gas that will be. But I've seen styles, especially on Destination, which is even more mobility issues, where the Zerg player plays with a much greater Muta mass than they do Hydra mass, and basically plays it as hypermobile counterattacking style, which is really, really hard to deal with. As the Mutas just kind of like, you move out, the Mutas run in, and all of a sudden all your depots are dying, all your SCVs are instantly wiped out, and with 2 or 3 groups, a few turrets is not really enough to defend that. Alright, so we have a big engagement here from Terra. There's a lot of tanks, though. The Hydra are on top of them, though, well before their siege, but the question is, are there enough Hydra? It's hard to tell. It looks like there might just be. Hydra trying to break through, need to get on top of the tanks, and it looks like Terra is going to not quite break through this. All the tanks, though. But Terra does lose his whole army, and now it kind of depends on re-macro and whether or not those queens have energy. Alright, so here we go. I hope Terra has energy on these queens. If he does, he can eliminate most of the tanks. So this push moving into the center of the map, I guess you could say this is sort of a timing attack. I didn't see a third CC on the way. Terra has 4 bases, although Zerg can have 2 more bases than Protoss. There is the third command center being made for Terran behind the screen of this push. And right now, oddly enough, or 1023, just setting up in the middle of the map, which might not be the best place to be. I mean, you know, if he wants to get damage done with this, he definitely has a window. Terra has lost a large portion of his army. He has re-macroed pretty well, although if he tries to engage through here, that's going to be, if he's going to try and come out and flank, that'll be awesome. But he has to be careful letting Terran just have this high ground pod. It's both a bit narrow and high ground. So I think we're going to have to see a backstab or whatnot, because obviously the third or the fourth base here of Terra is dead. And this offers a lot of threat to the 12 o'clock, so Terror is going to need to get a lot done with his counterattack. I see mines on this loading screen. A mine goes off, not huge one. Okay, he's trying to flank with it. That might do it, but the queens are not being watched and are dying. The Hydra trying to come up the ramp. No way. No way. There's a low ground tank there, sort of out by itself. They could probably be picked off. But yeah, we can see the third hatch is in trouble. This Hydra group is scary enough right now, though, to prevent reinforcements for a little while. But as the group of reinforcements from Learn grows a bit, Hydra may have just run into more mines. I don't know, but the fourth base of Terror now dead. He's on 3 base, and with Terran going on to 3 base, a bit ominous of a position for Terror. And with all the queens dead, that is really not good too. That was kind of his anti-mech tech, and it's going to be a little while before he gets anything else out. And as the numbers of mech grow, Hydra Muta becomes sorely inadequate to deal with it, especially as the upgrades as well. The Hydra just melt, and now the reinforcement train, and Terror getting these Hydras absolutely killed, but looking like a mech A move right now. There are just tons of mech units on the map, and Terror, who was chatting a lot in the previous few games and was basically talking trash about either Oz or Sonic All-Stars, we see chat now from 1023, who is looking as if he might be about to steamroll Terror. He is going through Unsiege. This is going to be a little bit close, though. Unsiege, there's maybe not enough DPS, but it's enough to force Terror back. And, oh, actually, the hatchery didn't die. It's going to die now. Now he sieges up here at the base of Terror and is double expanding. One of the CCs floating a little bit too far, but the situation looks bad for Terror. We do have a group of Hydra or so going out on the map, possibly to snipe one of the CCs, but there are other units, reinforcements coming out from the natural of Learn. Now Learn going for the jugular at the mouth of Terror's natural. Not even going to kill the fourth. Definitely the first tank is going to go down. We do have the counter on this CC. These tanks might save it if mines are laid in the tank siege, but Learn is also microing here at the natural, setting up all his tanks. Will he be able to defend his double expand? It's hard to tell at this moment, but GG is said either way. It doesn't matter. Learn ties the score 1-1. Alright, so we have this part of the game which we've seen. My understanding is that all of Game 3 was missed. Sonic TV. Okay, wait, we have part of a game. Do we have earlier in this game? Looks like right about here is where we're getting started back up. So results of the third game, since we don't really have it, are is Mini from STX beat Learn, and so now we're watching Mini against somebody else. I guess it's Hero White. Alright, so we have commercials and shit. Oh wait, this is still Mini again. I guess we do have some of the game. Highlights of Mini versus Learn. I didn't realize there was going to be any of this at all. Sorry for some spoilers. Position here looks somewhat even, although I don't know how much damage has been, but it looks like three base game. Got some speed shuttle harass going to the natural. I guess I'll commentate what of this game. We can at least see what happened. It might die. It might be that it cuts out in a little bit again. But I think everything after this set should be fine in the VOD. So Mini coming in with the shuttle from behind. Does he get a big Reaver Scarab hit? The SCV's a run. Oh, actually it is a pretty good one. SCV's being run back. That is a great time to shoot. And this speed shuttle is causing huge problems right now for Learn, as it just seems to be skipping from natural to natural, getting some pot shots off. And we see a second shuttle at the base of Mini. The Reaver low on health. Scarab doesn't seem to do much damage, and we have a little bit of lag here on Sonic Stream. Looking at the seconds counter, it appears to be going up nice. And all of a sudden I look at my chat and it's filled with nothing but dogs and kappas and cat faces. I'm not really sure what to make of this. But I do make of this that Sonic Stream is very laggy. The shuttle is going to just barely escape. Finally, a Goliath out. Does it get away from that turret? It does. Is it going to be able to? Oh my god, that is not. Oh, okay. Well, that was suicidal too, but alright. That was like super derp shuttle suicide, or reaver suicide rather. These goons are being a little weird with their pathing. Oh, we have carriers. Alright, we got 3 base carrier from Mini, off of at least 2 Stargates, probably more like 3 or 4 though. Which also explains the Goliath production from 1023. I will correct myself. I will get it right one day. Still no calendar spot, sadly. So all of a sudden, Mini appears to have a fairly scary army. And has 2 carriers, which is not that scary. But the rest of the army might be scary, since I haven't seen very many units from Terran. Now, if you use these 2 carriers to snipe the tanks, and then attack the 3rd... Oh, apparently it's just GG from Terran. So he feels totally inadequately able to deal with the carriers. And we do move on to our promised 4th set, which is Hero White, who I need to look up, against a Mini. So from STX, so in the top right hand corner we have Mini, promising pro gamer who had very good PvZ in the pro scene, but has yet to regain really solid or comparable form here in SOSPA after his return from SC2. And Hero White we have no real data on. We don't know anything about him. He's got like 3 games played. So he's got a win in he's got at least 1 win, so and Mini in his career, SOSPA career, against Zergs is 2-4, which is pretty bad. And I don't think his Zerg opponents have been insanely good. He's played Larva twice. Actually, Larva's decent. He's played Kola, Beast, Larva, and Quanro. Recent wins, though, over Quanro and Larva, perhaps suggesting a return to form, but it's possibly just 1-2 games. Not to have, toy have. Toy have. That I is critical for getting the meme right. Alright, so we got... Oh, we're going to have non-standard play for Mini. We got 1 gate. Map is Sniper Ridge, perhaps... Wait, no, it's Winning Cloud. Yeah, that's Winning Cloud. Okay, so map is Winning Cloud. Probe Scout going through the middle. Maybe he just wants to see the Overlord and try to get a better idea of where to send his stuff. I don't... Wait, is he taking gas? Is he doing... I think he's got to be going 1 gate gas, right? 1 gate tech? No, second gateway down. We're going to have 2 gate in base from Mini coming up here against Hero. Generally 2 gate not considered that great of a build against Zerg, but if there's a large skill disparity, it's definitely dangerous. And it can still be dangerous even in equally matched players if the response isn't handled right or the micro is messed up. But generally 4GFE is a better build overall, as it allows for all the gas to make Templar, Corsairs, all that kind of stuff. Alright, so first Zealot is out. Probably shouldn't run across the map without having scouted. He's going to just go ahead and let the drone in, which will now see 2 gates, which means that 3rd hatch can't be placed for the time being, and it just needs to make lings. Fortunately for him, it was scouted basically first by the drone, so he does have some knowledge of it. I mean, if you scout it last, it can be really problematic to deal with. Especially if you just went ahead and proceeded. You're like, I don't think he's going to 2-gate because most of the time Protoss don't 2-gate. And suddenly Mini realizing he should not be out on the map trying to run this Zealot away. 2 more coming out. He really needs to join it up with his reinforcements. But we can see that Hero is trying to cut it off. The probe is coming to help the fight, but this Zealot is in trouble by his lonesome. But the Lings are chasing it all over creation, which means 2 more Zealots going a bit undetected towards the base of... Well, now they're going to be detected towards the base of Hero. And that fortunately saves that lone Zealot's life, allowing Mini to connect his 3 Zealots up. No sunken yet. That worries me. That worries me. Sunken generally means you don't have to be perfect with your micro. And, oh, the block is good. Very nice. And it all... Okay, there's the Sunken going down. It also usually allows you a little more safety to drone, as Sunkens help quite a bit with Zealots. But there's a lot of lings out from Hero, so more than enough to deflect this. So now the only question is that of did he overreact, and is his drone saturation low? He does have a ling in the main, probably just a scouting ling to get information, and Mini doing the 5 Zealot expand, which is probably the most typical way of playing this 2-gate build. He won't commit to any aggression. He's already forced a ton of lings as well as a sunken. And that pesky ling will probably run around for quite a long time. Yeah, drone saturation is really low. Was that? No, that's a third hatch, I guess. That's really low. Don't know how much I like the situation for Hero. Oh, Ling taking a Zealot hit. He's trying to get a few more drones, but he might have to do some sort of all-in here, I don't know. Third hatch is a little delayed too. But at least he does have full scouting information. Gonna have to move that Overlord soon, and I think he just did. Doesn't want to lose that to cannons needlessly, especially in situations where your eco is not at its best. Alright, so he is starting a lair, so probably going to play 3-hatch tech of some, well, obviously going to play 3-hatch tech of some sort. Most likely Muta is my inclination. Alright, so probe scouts to the front, but with the sunken there, it really doesn't get a chance to see anything. We've got Protost's gas coming up, and a bunch of Zealots now coming across the map. That is like 8 Zealots? 9 Zealots? One being left at home to deal with the pesky Ling, and the rest being rallied across the map. So the Overlord will now spot it, and a second sunken colony is being added, worried that his single sunken colony is not adequate to the task of 8 Zealots. So we'll see how the control is from Mini. It looks like Mini is committing. And here we go, he's got to be careful not to get surrounded, which he's doing a pretty good job of right now. He's kind of fighting on 2 flanks, and he's trying to make his way up the ramp, but there's a drone drill. 1 Zealot tries to run away, doesn't. 3 Zealots do make it up the ramp, though. I'm not sure how damaged they are. So now we're going to have an attempt that is 1 drone already down. Drone's pretty precious right now to Hero. He does not have a lot of them. It is still pretty early on in the game. We have 2 more Zealots running in here. They're going to try to go behind the minerals. I think they're just misrallied, though. Yeah, and Mini notices that 1 will die to the sunken, and the other 2 are going to have to wait outside. The other Zealots are being chased around. Maybe they've died in the main. Did Mini get distracted and lose them? It seems a possibility. We have the Stargate coming up, which if the Spire isn't already down, it is going to be pretty nicely on time with Zerg's tech. We're going to have a large Ling counterattack right now, though. The Zealots are trying to get back in position. There's only 1 cannon. This is very concerning for Mini. Very concerning. That's a lot of speedlings for just 1 cannon. These Zealots really would love to get back to their buddies, but will Hero cut them off? He might cut off the 1, but no! All the Zealots will reach, and that kind of shuts down the run-by. Nice job there from Mini, and kind of poor job from Hero not to catch that. There's the Spire. With the second gas only going down, well, it's delayed. It depends on how long he's been mining the 1 gas. I don't know if he can make all 9 mutas at once, or if he'll even have the money. We have cannons going down. The Stargate timing relative to the Spire is pretty nice. The only difference is that usually if you're worried about muta, Zerg is making them off like 1 or 2 gas and isn't doing the full 9 at once in most standard builds, so your Corsairs are adequate defense, but if he has enough money to save up, then he could pop 9 at once, which is an issue and can overwhelm 1 or 2 Corsairs. But with a bunch of cannons going down, I think he'll be fine. He's actually going double Stargate, which will counter these muta quite nicely and might allow for Zealot Corsair counter pressure after the Corsair mass is a little bit larger. Whoa, sorry about that, guys. Something got big screened or something. Alright, so here comes the first Corsair. Oh, this Corsair's got to be careful not to get stranded. No man's land. Lots of muta coming across the map for Le counterattack. A battery. Wow. Is he gonna try to use the battery to live against Scourge? That's pretty interesting. I have not seen a battery for muta defense. But alright, here we go. We've got a lot of Corsairs out. I think in hindsight it looks like The second Stargate was definitely the right choice. A lot of meter right now. Needs to be careful of the Scourge. Probably needs to pull the probes so a little closer to his cannon. Alright, so he uses the cannons to target fire down the Scourge, which is good. And now seems to have quite a few Corsairs, and he has survived with the Scouting Corsair, so it's not going to be long till he has a critical mass. The meter are going to be easily defended. And Zerg is establishing a third base. It looks like bottom left, and we see the Maynard of drones out to it right now. +1 is coming for Zealots. I don't know about a Citadel. That's probably it right there. Yes, it is. So, pretty slow Citadel. And the Mita is seemingly escorting the drones down to their base, worried about Zealots or something being out on the map. So we'll see if that Citadel's time to have like leg speed finish in sync with +1, or if that was just as soon as Mini could afford it. So lots of Muta Scourge on the map for Hero, who does now have a third base. Won't really be able to SimCity that very effectively though. And Mini is heading out with a probe, as he cannot really scout right now with his Corsairs. He needs to be home to defend Muta. It looks like, and I like that decision, that Hero is SimCitying up at his natural to prepare for this Zealot Corsair counterplay, as without SimCity, Zealots are really, really difficult to deal with. Alright, here come the Corsairs going in for their first Overlord kill. There appear to be 6 of them. Need to be careful of the Scourge. I like this. He appears to be spreading up his Scourge. If he gets a 6 Scourge flank off from multiple sides, that could kill many of Mini's Corsairs, which would just allow the Zealots to die to the Muta. We got a third gate going up. We've got quite a lot of Zealots out from Mini. Looks like the Stargates have by and large gone silent. Now running in, he's picking up a few of the Scourge. Here we come. This is the massive Corsair, or massive Scourge counterattack I was worried about, but it seems like Mini has gotten through of it with pretty minor losses. So that turns out okay for him. Only 1 Corsair went down. And he now knows there's a lot of Scourge. Alright, here comes the Scouting Zealot. It sees the creep. It sees the base. It knows there's a third. So now Mini has 2 targets, and it looks like... Oh, never mind. That's just the Corsairs on the map. It's not the Zealots running out. +1 should be almost done, as should... Yeah, +1 is done. The leg speed is probably not quite done. I think we'll see Mini move out as soon as there's leg speed. And now Hero is moving into Hydra production. And Mini's going to come down here, clear out his third. He still doesn't have leg speed yet. This Ling is trying to get by, but is sniped off. Oh, but there's another Ling that's right above. So it could come down and try to block the probe, but I think the probe is going to get the Nexus down. Oh, Mini actually sends 1 Zealot around in case there was a Ling waiting there, and it kills it off. Alright, now the speed is done, so we got 4 gates of rallied Zealots. The Templar Archive's also going down for Mini, and there's not that many units out to defend, but there is SimCity and 3 Sunken Colonies. Where are the rest of his Muta Scourge? They can't be all clumped up like that, or they'll just get absolutely annihilated. Corsairs coming in. Overlords are still slow, so if all the Muta go down, that means a lot of stuff could die. Mini decides no, he's not going to attack there. I don't really know if he can attack the third base either, so Mini returning home will probably wait till he can add a few Templar and or Goons into the mix, and then re-attack, and that is a lot of Muta Scourge, but Mini is ready for it! Oh, he moves his Corsairs a little bit, but basically evaporates all the Scourge, and I think the cost was only a Sair or 2. Muta now coming to try to deny maybe the can. Oh, he's only going to pick off the probe. He knows he can't stay. Corsair on the intercept course. Muta need to bloom. I don't even know how many are left. It might just be 1 Muta that's left. Oh, yeah, some others have been sent home. So the Muta threat now mostly neutralized. But Hydras are coming out for Hero. And keep in mind, this is Hero White. This is not Super God of PvZ right now, or ZVP right now. Hero, Hero. And now we have the same attack coming back, but this time an Archon and 4 Templar have been added. It would be nice to see the Corsairs over here to protect the exposed Templar, but that might not be enough Muta to kill them quickly. Archon is trying to defend. Here come the Corsairs. It looks like 1 Templar may have died, but not terrible losses. And yeah, I don't know, there's a decent number of Hydra out for Mini, but if the Storms are good, can easily kill the Hydra. I don't know for sure if Mini can actually break, simply because the SimCity is really strong stuff. Actually, with the Hydra reinforcements, might be able to hold here. Overlord's now coming in. Our Corsair's now coming in to pick off these slow Overlords. And lots of Hydra now moving out for Hero. But of course Mini getting his third base and third gas as well, which will be really nice. Wait, did he lose 2 Templar? Did he lose 2 Templar? No. Mini seems to expect the Hydra's going to be here, so we have a little bit of engagement now running in with a bunch of Zealots. Hydra immediately flee. Whoa, Templar exposed in the back! Not a good spot for them! Storm's going off, though, to prevent them from running in. And the storm dodging is pitiful on that one storm, pitiful on that second storm. Storm's doing quite a bit of damage due to lack of storm dodge. I don't know if he has any more storms, though. These Templar are fairly newly created. And it looks as if Hero is going to pick them off. And there are enough Zealots left that I think the engagement will still be Minis, but did lose some Templar in the process of that. But he does have his third up and running, so I don't know if he'll be horrified about that prospect. And of course, given that Hero took the bottom left hatchery, or high ground bottom left, it's going to make the natural much more difficult to take. Because instead of having SimCity in place from your third and you just take the backdoor natural, in this case he's going to have to maintain his army if he wants to keep the fourth base, and if he's unable to do that, he will lose the fourth base and basically lose the game. So this is kind of a tense time. We can see Mini's adding a lot of gates. He's going up to like 10 or 11 gateways, so we're going to see some very heavy gateway pressure, almost certainly intended to shut down and deny the fourth long enough to secure a Protoss victory. Whoop. Alright, so here comes Mini's force. Still no goons added onto it. Goons, I really like seeing a few goons in the force, as it just adds a ton to the muscle of the force, making it much more dangerous. Hydra's microing away. First storm goes down, it's okay. Second storm goes down, it's really not that great. The third storm is pretty good, but the Hydra do run away from it fairly quickly. And Mini pushing him back, but yeah, it doesn't seem to have enough units to continue. And there are lurkers out now on the map, so Mini will need an obs if he wants to continue any pressure. And probably add. Oh, he has actually got an obs with his army. I take that back. But now I think we'll start to see a few goons added to really add some muscle. Yeah, there we go. There's the goons. And there's like a full group back there, as well as some Templar and a shuttle. Probably going to do a little bit of harass. And this is the dangerous time of the game for Hero right here. These 3 units are sort of out on their own. What the hell? Are they going to be picked up by a shuttle over there in the corner? Corsair's still chilling at the front of Hero's base, and now Hero getting a Queen's Nest. Oh man, he's got to be careful not to die, though. I don't know if there's that many units, especially now with the goons in the army. Some Lings are out, but if they can snipe Templar, that's great. One of them will go down. But only one. Mini actually eats most of that army with his storm. Oh, trying to escort the shuttle in with the Corsairs, but Hero on top of that. Alright, so oh, that's a lot of Zerg units actually. Has to be a little bit weary of a flank. Although actually everything is returning back home now. We're going to have a link counter over at the third base of Mini, but I think there's plenty to defend it. 3 cannons, 2 zealots over there should be fine. So he's trying to set up now, but these lurkers are really clumped. And the shuttle coming into the main needs to drop zealots first. The drones run. Overlords are going to die because of this. It'd be hilarious if the Templar chase the drones. The drones? What the fuck? I guess he's just assuming this makes no sense. That was just a mistransfer that cost him all of his natural drones. Even if he lives here, that is a painful loss. Mini reshifting his army. It's looking like there's a pretty good chance Mini could break through, but actually Mini pulls back away from that base. I guess he's just happy that he killed all those drones and is like, I don't really have to commit to all this pressure. Or maybe he lost his ops, but I don't think so, because I don't think there's an Overlord there to snipe it. Mini trying to take this as his fourth, but nope, nope, nope. Actually, with the Lings attacking pylons first, though, Mini's army may arrive in time to prevent the Zerg attempt at denying his third base. It's going to be a little bit iffy. Dragoons coming through. Next is going to yellow health. It will live, though. And very good Corsair harassment here by Mini, who's continuing to pick off lots of Overlords. We can see Zerg getting precariously close to mined out. Of course, the same is sort of true of Mini. Those Corsairs, Mini, they gotta move, man. They gotta move. Or they gotta stop to kill an Overlord. Whoa, Ling's intercepted by Mini's very, very large army at this point. That is really a pretty big army, and it's not that big of an army for Hero. With good storms, Mini ought to be able to bust through. I'm surprised Hero's giving fight outside of his SimCities. He's kind of losing units. At some point, though, Mini ought to pull the Zealots back into his army, unless he's just going to try to go in for it. There are no Lurkers in the back mixed in with the SimCity, so once the Lurkers are at the front, are dead, the front gate is pretty exposed. Mini could range away at the hatchery or something if he wanted to. Repositions his army, pulling out more Hydra. Hive is done, though. Cracklings are extremely good against Dragoons. I think he has to range down the front buildings if he wants to get any further in this attack, throwing down storms at the front. And yeah, now the Goon's beginning to range down buildings, but we may be setting up for a massive flank here. Another Obs falls. He's either going to flank this army or he's going to attack the 4th base with a counter, but I think it's a flank. Here comes the army. Does Mini have the storms? Does he respond to this well? I hope that, God, there is an Ob still with this army. Has to be careful not to lose it. Storms are wonderful, though. Lurker's very clumped. The flank is obliterated. And Mini is going to be feeling very confident of his position right now. There are still Hydras on the high ground. But it looks like Mini's going to go up there and clear those out. The Templar, the Templar, the Templar all fall. Mini might need to back off now, though. Continuing without... with a big Zealot reinforcement, he could probably continue this. I just don't know. I'm worried about Cracklings. They can whittle down an army like this pretty nicely. Although still lots of Hydras being made right now from Hero. And now the army at the front from Mini is going to range down the Hydra Den. We've got even more gateways. That is so many gateways from Mini. That's a lot of macro. The Obs fly over the Spore. That's really a bad idea. But there are lots of Obs with that army. So you can see kind of how Mini is playing this. He is committing to sort of attacks on the SimCity, but then once he attacks for a little while, he knows there's probably going to be a counterattack, so he tries to pull back and intercept those counterattacking, or not counterattacking units, but reinforcements from the bottom bases on his own terms. Mini should know about this counterattack to his 3rd. It's pretty small. If there's a Templar there, it's pretty easily deflected with 3 or 4 cannons. And now Mini opens up the attack on this base, which has no Lurkers at all! I think Mini is through. I think the game is over unless a bunch of Lurkers come down the ramp or something. I just don't see it happening, though. And with the falling of the 3rd base, Zerg will just be in way too bad of a spot economically, yeah. With all the Lurkers being probed, we have one last counterattack at the main. But I think he'll actually, all of a sudden, Hero is putting everything into his counterattack at the main. Mini realizes this is going to allow the 3rd to live. It doesn't have that many minerals left, but he's going to pull everything else back to come defend. And here comes the rest of this counterattack. It'd be nice if he had a Templar, but I think once it's cleaned up, we're going to see GG here from the Zerg. And I don't anticipate doing that much damage, and GG's actually said before the counterattack even finishes, Mini pulls STX to a 3-1 lead. And you guys will have to give me just a sec here. I do have to use the restroom and make a phone call. So I'm just going to let this run into the next game, and then as soon as I'm back, I will start casting it. Okay, looks like I returned in good time. As the game is just now beginning, we're gonna have Mini against some other Protoss. Which Protoss is this? It appears to be none other than a Protoss named Changers, who I have certainly never heard of. And he basically has no SOSPA stats. The ones he does have are pretty bad, to be honest. He is 0-4 against Terran, and he is 1-0 against Zerg, but not much of a record. So certainly Mini's favored, but whoa. I have a feeling we're gonna see a proxy on the map now, because this probe is out here really fast, and you don't really gas steal in PvP. So where's he gonna proxy? Where's he gonna proxy? He's gonna do this in plain view? Or is he gonna sneak around the side? He's sneaking around the side! Alright, so when's Mini gonna scout? That's important. So sneaky toss, dropping the first pylon. Brace for Lechetta. This keeps popping up. Stop it. like a Diglett. Oh man. Alright, so we got one gateway down. The second gate being made very forward. Mini now building a second gate as well. Has Mini scouted anything? I started reading the chat. If he did, that's kind of fortunate. As I mean, 2-gate was popular on Blue Storm, so that kind of makes this a little bit more questionable of a map to choose from. So Mini picking 2-gate is a fairly nice answer to what Changers is doing. Changers has tried to time his scout just right. Hopefully he's got it right. Mini doesn't seem to suspect it, but the fact that Mini is 2-gating is good for him. We've got another pylon being made here from Changers. I can only assume that means cannons or mayhaps a battery. I doubt he's got a forge though. No, he can't have a forge. So it's going to be a battery. I don't think he's going to proxy more gates. So brace for incoming shield battery zealot pressure. Mini's going to need to get one of his own. So first zealots are out for both players at fairly similar... What? That doesn't make sense. The second zealot will certainly be faster. We're going to have a little harass. Mini obviously knows about it. There's the battery. So we do have that. Mini will probably answer with his own battery. And of course, Changers needs to be careful not to get drilled here, as that would be devastating. Losing early zealots when you're trying to go for the proxy zealot win is really a big deal. Alright, so we have pylons and or batteries being put up for Mini. We can't really tell what's what. Sonic isn't clicking on it. Zealot advantage right now is actually non-existent, although the battery advantage is certainly right now favoring Changers. Equal zealot count, and we've got a second battery, so we're going to have like mass batteries here from Changers. So hopefully he's got a good zealot micro. Mini has his first battery up, so we're going to have lots of zealots that are going to live a really long time. Oh great, initial first engagement. In fact, the zealot is actually trapped. This is really nice, but Mini does pull back. It's time to see these batteries in action. All the zealots get batteryized, regenerated. We got a third battery going down. What the fuck, so many batteries. Actually, that could be a pylon too. We got mass batteries. We got a lot of probes pulled from Mini. He recharges again at the batteries. Is that another battery? It is another battery from Mini. So there's going to be a mass war of shield batteries. That is a third shield battery. If there's a fourth, that's going to start to get ridiculous. Alright, so Mini commencing an attack on the batteries himself. Mini now has a second battery. So there's 3 batteries against 2. I guess this favors Changers, although Mini does seem to be getting slightly better engagement arcs. So here we go. Here we go. This time it looks like there's a little bit of commitment to the battle, but no player really has committed entirely to fighting yet. And that is a fourth battery here for Changers. This is getting a little out of hand. It looks like the fourth battery is going to die pretty fast, though. Mini will soon reduce that to... oh, trying to get the pylon, though. Which will at least give him more area to micro in. And another battery going down. We're up to about 5 batteries at this point from Changers, which is more than a bit ridiculous, but I think it's going to cause problems, as I mean, he's basically proxied these batteries towards Mini's gateways to the point where he doesn't even have to back off the fight, and he can just heal with unlimited batteries. A battery is sniped by Mini. And now we have another Zealot commitment. There's like 3 batteries that can be instantly used. No Zealot really micro being used right now by Changers, which is a bit concerning. Mini had some better surrounds, and Changers not pulling back any wounded Zealots. Mini makes a point to deny another battery of Changers. And of course the probe's still alive, and Mini putting up another battery of his own. I don't know what I'm watching right now. This is ridiculous. I'm going to do the whole series. If that's directed at me, then yes. I'm not going to just cast a few games and leave y'all hanging, that's for sure. This is so weird to watch. I really don't understand. Mini seems to have way more Zealots right now. I'm trying to count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like 9 or 10. No, it's pretty equal, actually. So Phaser's going to lose one of his batteries. One of his, like, armada of batteries. Someone's saying that apparently he's practiced this a bunch. Apparently something about 2,000 games. Oh no, Mini's losing all his probes, so this is not good. Not good, not good, not good. Can't lose the... Mini is like really lost lots of mining probes. Lost lots of probes. Batteries continuing to be made. I have to crack up a little bit the absurdity of this. I mean, I guess it's working, but he's actually attacking the Nexus now, and that is not something you see very often in proxy Zealot rushes. The Nexus being attacked with like 8 Zealots left alive, but Mini is concerned to give battle through that tight engagement. Phaser's trying to hold position the Zealots against the Nexus, but he's not able to get it to work out. Or not Phasers. It's Changers. But I guess I've casted games of Phasers, so I want to say Phasers because it sounds similar to Changers. And now the Zealots go up top to snipe a battery. This is such a ridiculous game. Mini's probably never been in this situation, and if Changers has really practiced this, he is the more experienced person in this situation right now. And Mini, it looks like Mini is going desperation mode right here, trying to hold, but I'm thinking it's too many units right now and too much battery power for Changers, who has killed most of the Zealots now, and with all the probes off the line, there's going to be no more, and Changers will take out Mini with his apparently very deep battery experience. That is some insane stuff, man. And oh, Changers was bringing probes, but Mini's gonna counterattack with probes. What the fuck? He can't win. He cannot. I don't understand why he would do that. I mean, even if he kills the Nexus, it doesn't matter. There's no way he can get enough units to ever stop this. He can't hide anywhere. He doesn't have like a pylon out to hide with a shuttle for a draw on some cliff, which doesn't even exist in this map. So there's no draw opportunity. Unless he thinks he can win elimination race by hiding pylons. But there's all this stuff here. There's no way he can win elimination race. It doesn't even make sense. Oh, and elimination occurs for Mini. Yeah, but he had pylons and gates in the base too. So not very often you see a Sospo player eliminated, but that is exactly what happened here. And this Changers guy had a lot of EAPM, microing those zones like a madman. Alright, so now we have Changers against another Protoss. Who's this going to be? This is going to be Shuttle, who hopefully has decided to prepare for this. So we'll see. Will Changers proxy again? Or will he face Shuttle in his own right? I mean, Shuttle, one of the stronger Protosses. We don't have a probe out yet, so it looks like we're going to see some standard S play from Changers. Who, by the way, has like no PvP stats, so we don't have any idea about the skill level of this dude. Alright, so we have an image being linked. What is it of? I don't know, but... Oh, it's a Sonic Diglett. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I don't even know what to say to that. That creeps me out. Diglett Sonic. Alright, so both players looks like they're going to be a little bit more normal this game. Is that why you were silent? Alright, so we got a gateway up for Shuttle. And we're going to have a gateway here from Changers. Is this back on Fighting Spirit? I think it is. This looks like Fighting Spirit. It smells of Fighting Spirit to me. Yeah, okay, so Changers is going to play Standard this game. Wow, he's going to play Shuttle in a Standard game. So we'll get to evaluate how his PvP actually is. Well, not actually, but how his Standard PvP is. I'm very curious about this game. Well, he doesn't necessarily have to play Standard from here. There's definitely other options he could do. But what we see, gas is done for Mr. Shuttle. Dang it. It's unfortunate we don't have a mod tuning into this so we can have it calendared so more people can see it, but don't think we can do much about that. I don't think well, obviously Stratos doesn't have calendar powers. He does have YouTube uploading Bonjour powers, though, and graphic making Bonjour powers. So first, Zealot out for Shuttle. Just gonna go chill on the ramp. And for Changers, what do we have? Shuttle's talking a lot about this. Changer's gonna do it. Just go Dragoon first. And follow up with a second gateway. Has his range going. So will be some Dragoon pressure here from Changers for Shuttle to worry about. But don't think it's 10-15, so it's not like any super Dragoon pressure or anything like that. It's probably like 10-20 gate, give or take. And the first Dragoon moves out here for Changers, and we'll find the Dragoon of Shuttle. Who gets the first hit? Shuttle, so this goon has to run away. Run home! Shuttle getting a bunch of free hits. If he can get into the hit points, that'd be awesome, but looks like he won't quite be able to. And that Dragoon will go back to its ramp, where it can take only half the shots and be cool. And now two goons out for Changers, which will give Shuttle some hints as to what is going on. And Shuttle going one gate robo. No, Shuttle only scouted with that goon, yeah. Shuttle didn't do a probe scout. So possible 3-gate goon from Shuttle. No, he's got a robo, never mind, ignore that. Oh wait, yeah, no, you get a robo. So still possible 3-gate goon from Shuttle. I know Movie said when he plays his 3-gate robo he doesn't scout, but it's looking like that is not the case. It's going to be 2-gate robo. Gate robo gate. Shuttle should have a second goon by now, but there are going to be 2 more rallied goons coming across the map and also trying to slip in a scout while doing this. There's actually 3 goons out for Shuttle. Which means there's an opportunity here with good micro for Changers to do a little damage, but it shouldn't be too long before a 4th Dragoon also comes out for Shuttle. Changers run in, snipes a single goon, it gets a few hits off on the Zealot, but there are 3 out from Shuttle. If he wanted to force Shuttle up the ramp, though, he has accomplished that goal and is now getting his own robo. So it looks like Changers' standard PvP is also not horrible. But obviously skill discrepancies will continue to show if they exist. Yeah, he probably has a bunch of like phoenixes or whatever. How imbu would that be? If your goon has like 40 on their phase disruptor and like, what is it, like 250, 300 life? You can A-move goons and beat a Terran army? What? Actually, I still don't know. I don't even know if you had all phoenixes, if you could A-move a max Terran army with Dragoon only and win. Flies faster. It's like a Hydra. The shot's instant. Alright, so we have Robo Support. Ob's coming out now for Changers. And Shuttle, I think, knowing that there's obviously not DT from that goon pressure, I think is going to make Reaver first. Alright, so we have Zealots coming down the ramp to tank the damage so Shuttle can get down. I guess that's an okay idea. Gonna force Changers back a little bit, who is happily gonna go and put up a Nexus. So Shuttle will also posture to take his own Nexus, although it will be a bit later than the Nexus of Changers, but not dramatically later. The Reaver now out for Shuttle. And Shuttle has an obs about to fly into the bay. In fact, both players are scouting each other at like the same time, seeing that things are relatively identical between them. Shuttle has slightly faster Reavers, as he did go Reaver before obs. But now Shuttle has his Shuttle, his trademark unit. Actually, I don't think that's why he named himself Shuttle, but... Oh, what? Oh, I thought that was Shuttle trying to build a pylon there. I was like, what the hell? And oh, Shuttle's going to poke out and offer pressure with his first Reaver Shuttle here, knowing how fast it is. But there is a Reaver out from Changers to defend as well. Goon count seems kind of low. Where are the rest of Changers' goons? Oh, they're over at this base. They need to get back. He seems to realize this now and is scrambling to get back in place. Alright, so, oh, there's a Shuttle out. Okay, so I don't think Shuttle can commit to anything. I think he can only just kind of hold the bridge and maybe harass a little bit. But I think if he commits, he loses across the bridge into a Reaver. It's just not going to be good for him. Yeah, there we go. Shuttle's going to do the harass. This should be anticipated by Changers. This is really textbook right here. If he loses probes to this, I'd be disappointed. And yeah, he does react right away. But Harang Navi, if they did that, the Zealots, the Goons would have to like cost more or something. You'd have to pay a higher price. Unless Changers is some sort of like, you know, is like from the back Protoss worlds, and he does like underground market soul trade where he gets like cheap souls. Oh, Reaver gets off a great little free shot there. And a second one that actually kills like Dragoon. Big time. But honestly, Changers looks pretty safe. He's going up to 4 gateways now. And oh, speed shuttle! It is spotted by the observer though. Speed shuttle! It's gonna drop it! Drop the Reaver! Nope, don't drop the Reaver. Runs away. Probes run back. Good reactions. And Shuttle suddenly is like, oh shit, that's a lot of goons. I'm coming back home to defend! Alright, so now we're maybe going to see an attack by Changers. I keep wanting to call them phasers. Goons running into armies in the middle. Shuttle pulls back, as does Changers. And the Shuttle now joining up with the army. Is he going to offer pressure? There's 2 Reavers on the ground. He pulls back, realizing, I don't want to engage that. And he drops his Reavers way out in front. That is Reavers. Oh, did he pick it up in time? It looked like he might have. Good control there by Changers if he did. Again, drops the Reavers in range of the army. Shuttle notices, though, or intuitively senses it and pulls back. And now the Shuttle comes in for harass, but it's expected. But Changers is paying attention, will move out of the way of those Dragoons, but he can't leave it there with the obs to spot. The Shuttle's got to go back that way, and it does. Those Reavers were vulnerable, but there's a lot of micro going on right now. I don't know if anyone's actually going to give battle. The Reaver stopped as a deterrent to the army and could get off 2 huge shots, but no! Oh god, the Reavers mess up the Shuttle with a nice pickup, but the Shuttle is sniped off, and the situation now looks good for Shuttle. Changers is going to try to like do probably a slow retreat to save the Reaver, but whoa, if he goes that far away from the Reaver, is it already dead? Did it already get sniped off? I don't see. No, maybe it's crawling across the bridge on the minimap. It's hard to tell. But that turned out okay for Shuttle. Took no damage. Oh, second Reaver out now. And we're going to have a battle outside the bridge. It's the battle outside the bridge. The Reavers are pretty snipeable. Shuttle should use his Reavers. Oh, Shuttle's Reavers are not shooting. Shuttle's Reavers are not shooting. Both of them derp and are dead now. And Changers with a Reaver left over. Shuttle's still committing, trying to get it. Has to run away. And suddenly Changers takes that battle. Perhaps not decisively, but it's still a good battle. If he has another Shuttle coming out, he can definitely re-offer pressure. Presumably Shuttle is remaking Reavers, though, as you don't quit usually on your tech path until Templar tech is up. If you do and lose your Reavers, it's usually a fatal mistake, as Reavers are just too powerful. And there is the Shuttle from Phasers, and he killed a lot of Shuttle's army. It was definitely an efficient engagement here for Phasers, who is now going to push across. Shuttle does have a lot of goons out, though. But Phasers definitely has more. Of course, we have the bridge, the whole bridge defense issue. But now Phasers coming in to offer pressure. Gotta be careful with that Shuttle, takes a lot of hits on it. Reavers at the front, but they're not being targeted right now. Shuttle runs in, trying to snipe the Reaver, but it is picked up by Phasers. Good control there. Changers, rather. And this looks really, really bad. 2 Reavers left against 4 goons. Is Changers going to do it? Is Changers going to beat one of the stronger SOSPA Protosses? The answer certainly appears to be yes, but there is a Reaver out. It is not impossible for a hold, but it is looking difficult. Slow lots are coming out. The Reaver fires some shots off lots of goons now into the natural, spreading them out, trying to target fire the Reaver, but all the goons sent to chase the Reaver, exploding to just 1 Scarab. But that Reaver is kind of the only thing that is keeping Shuttle in it, and it is down. The natural Shuttle is down, and GG. Huge result there from Changers as he takes down Shuttle and ties the series 3-3. So Changers showing us that shield batter, he is more than a one-trick pony. As entertaining as that was, he is more than a one-trick pony. Beating the strongest, well, one of the strongest SOSPA Protosses. So into the next game, which features Changers as our red Protoss in the top left-hand corner of Electric Circuit, and another Protoss who must be Brittany in the bottom right-hand corner as the yellow Protoss. So after seeing Changers beat Shuttle, and knowing that Brittany is Brittany, I think we can safely say that Changers is actually favored here. I wouldn't have necessarily said that before, but... oh man. Whoa, 12 necks? Backdoor 12 necks? Really? I don't really think I've ever seen this in like live Korean games. I guess you can make a lot of zealots if he does that, but... Come on, show me. Is it really 12 necks? No, okay, never mind, there's a gateway. Gateway expand? Before anything? Why is the probe back there? Or is it just back there to be back there? Back there for second pylon? What is it doing? Looks like he took gas too. So, yeah, it's not going to be a Nexus. What is it going to be? What does it mean? Alright, so the scouting probe for Brittany now arriving at the base of Changers. Brittany is not the red Protoss, so I am not questioning his play. I am doubting it, though. Cybercore? Oh, Mana Pylon coming up here. Appears to have been successful. Changers turns a probe to attack it. Might as well, since it's trapped otherwise. Of course, the most annoying thing about Mana Pylons is to make your probes be retarded and go behind the minerals, which makes them... Oh, he didn't... What the... He did make a Nexus! What the shit? So he made a Nexus and then went one gate tech? How the hell can you do that? Backdoor or not, how the hell can you do that? How is that possible? So obviously he knows about it now. Getting the second gateway. How can you possibly get away with this? Seems like some serious bullshit right here, for lack of a better way to put it. He has everything that Brittany has, including a Nexus. Someone get me this replay. I don't understand how this works. I do not understand how this works. This looks like some pretty nifty stuff. Alright, so trying to run the probes away from Zealots, of course, with the pylon. It's going to make it a little awkward to run probes. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't doubt Changers. Maybe he really does get, like, discounts. I'm going to call him a discount Protoss or something. Alright, so we got a goon out that's going to hide from these Zealots. This is the one thing he does have to deal with, though, is obviously, if you're doing this, you don't have the units quite as fast. They're in time for what Brittany has. Oh, Changers, bro. Changers. Bleeding some probes right now. This is not so good. This Zealot might be stopped, but it gets another kill. That's going to be 4 or 5 kills. Please don't tell me that Zealot killed the entire back mineral line. Please tell me there was a probe transfer. Please tell me there was a probe transfer. Okay, I assume there was. Yeah, that's 1 kill. So I think we saw about 3 or 4 kills total. And Brittany's going to respawn by Nexusing himself. But at a better location for that Nexus, as it does give access to the second gas. One gas you can't really, just one gas. You can't really do a lot more than make a bunch of Zealots. You really can't even make goons off 4 or 5 gateways with 1 base of gas. You know about Last Shadow? You gotta look him up. He now played SC2 or something and was a little more reformed, but back in the day he was like, he did a lot of hacking stuff. Well, not hacking, but he played with rigged maps that, like, he either had, like, access to, like, more mineral patches, or they got more minerals from each trip, or stuff like that. Alright, so we have 2 Dragoons coming down now here from Changers. 3 Dragoons coming from Changers. But there are 3 also from Brittany. But still, Brittany just feels really far behind. I'm scared from Zealot now to tank the initial damage. And Changers charges in. Brittany does target fire the goons and is moving back now, but 1 goon is going to go down. So hey, cute little snipe there from Changers, who's going to continue the pressure now at the Nexus. And with 5 goons joining him, situation could be very scary here. We have probes, but that might just be a probe transfer. It is. And Changers is fighting confidently here in the face of this. And now it's 4 goons and a Zealot against 3. Probes have to be pulled to prevent snipes. And he's going to be down to just 1 goon. Changers, is he going to break through? Is he going to break through? Was it the wrong decision of Brittany to expand? Did he mess up his micro? I don't know. The unit count is now even, but one of those is a Zealot, so if the control from Changers is good. Actually, Changers is kind of sacking the goons for this. Trying to micro back from the Zealots while keeping the target fire up on the goon. And the goon chases too far from Brittany, and it is down. It is now 3 goons against just a Zealot, and the situation is looking bad. Reinforcements joining up. Is this beyond repair? It probably is. Certainly the natural Nexus is going to fall. There's no way he'll match the goon count of that. And it looks like Changers is going to have 3 kills rolling. Holy shit. Yeah, the probes are being pulled, but they're just getting sniped. And even if Brittany somehow holds the Nexus, he's getting really economically far behind. But I don't even see a Nexus hold. Probably should pull that first goon back. Yeah, there we go. That's better. But now down goes the Nexus, and Brittany is trying to hold with DTs at his natural. But Changers is going to bust through here with this big of a goon advantage on a non-ramp map. It's overwhelming. The battery is not up yet. Brittany did not study the battery play of Changers well enough. And right on through, Changers should have this game. I think Brittany's hoping the DTs can clean it up, but he will know some more chat. I'd love to know if this was like BM chat or if it's just like random comments, but that'd be funny if they were always trolling each other with little BM. So Brittany is pretty damaged. I think Changers is going home knowing there's going to be DTs here shortly. As long as he's got obs or cans or something up, he'll be fine. Alright, so the DT of Brittany moves out. Where's the Robo? Okay, the Robo's there. I hope the observatory is almost done. DT, second DT. So really, Brittany should just GG if these DTs don't do anything. He's way too far behind now to bother Nexusing. Wo is the obs? We need it. He's forming a wall of goons now to buy time. There's it is. Okay. So this is deflected without problems, and hopefully we will see the GG. The next DT is going to go hide. Might get a few probe kills and all, and I mean that's cool and shit, but when you're down a Nexus and you lost like half your probes in the fighting... Alright, so we got pylons going up. Second obs, hopefully there'll be goons popping out with that. Let's see if Changers notices nicely. Is Zealot attacking it? Should. Yes, it's been spotted, so it will do minimal damage. Unless Changers just like goes AFK as he also attacks the other base. And there it is. Brittany does GG, and Changers on a 3-kill streak. Is he going to reverse 4-kill and win? And win? Is it possible? Is it possible? But who's going to have to face next? They got Hero and who's left? Hero and Vic. Hero and some other player. Hero and... wait. No. Only Hero's left. Oh. Alright. Now we get to really see if Changers is, like, too legit to quit. Because he's now playing the Zerg that is probably the best in the SOSPA scene, and who just beat Bisu to clinch the win for STX a couple days ago. And that is by.hero. And it is on the same map that Hero beat Bisu, and that is to say Jade. Or Neo Jade. Which is actually a Protoss favorite map, interestingly enough. Had about 50% stats, which is favorable for Protoss, as the usual balance hangs around 54%. And yeah, this Hero guy is pretty scary in versus Protoss. He's got a 74% winning percentage. That is higher than anything anybody had in Brood War, in any matchup in Pro Brood War. And he has basically won all of his last PVZs. Of his last, like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Of his last 20 games, he's lost 2. So yeah. Yeah, this guy's pretty good against Protoss. And that's playing like all the top SOSPA names too. Okay, so the probe scout's the Overlord. Is he proxying or something? Or does he have a pylon at the front? I think I see a red dot there, so I think he's got a pylon. So Changers is being annoying, trying to block the hatch and then throws down the pylon. Hero seemingly doesn't care. And has the pool going up now. Forge is up, takes the hatchery at the faraway base. He was mad that Hero won? Or... it sounds like from what you're saying, Epoxide was happy. Alright, so I guess he's going to put the gateway on top of the forge. Yep. Okay, so same wall Bisu did, so it's probably a good wall. Because Bisu has good walls. Alright, the probe has been driven out. Still no sign of a third hatch yet from Hero, though. And a pylon going up. Bisu won't lose, but even Bisu, everybody dies to Hero. Hero, wait, no, did Hero make the third hatch off center? Because I do see yellow on the map. Yeah, he did make it off center. So Hero just like off center hatch for the win. Oh, Changers forgets to pay attention to the probe for a sec. Oh, and again, he's doing the same build he did last time that netted him a win against Bisu, and that is 4-hatch draw. So Bisu died to this pretty badly last time. His 4-gate basically got handed to him. And he just found himself way behind after that and really couldn't do anything. He was behind, his 4-gate didn't do anything, had to fall back. Hero went into a contain, but by that time Hero had gone to 6 hatches and was taking a 4th base, and Bisu wasn't able to break out of it quick enough, and by the time he did, he was mostly mined out. Hero wasn't. Bisu tried to secure a 3rd, but Hero had like a critical round, a point where he sniped like 4 of Bisu's High Templar, and then Bisu didn't really seem to make too many more of them, and Hero whittled Bisu down to nothingness. Although the defense was nice, but Probe being chased all around. And now we have 2 Zealots poking out here. We got more gateways going down. But there's a Stargate this time, so it's a little different than what Bisu did. Bisu actually delayed his Stargate for once in favor of 4 gates. But Hero already has a bunch of Hydra out. One of the Hydra meeting 2 Zealots, but this is pretty scary for Protoss. Cannons need to go down ASAP, man. Like ASAP. Hero evacuates the hatch. He'll probably just wait for a couple reinforcing Hydras, clean those 2 Zealots up. La-di-da. Cannons, man. Cannons. Bisu barely got him in time. I don't know. Changers has the probe pull. The first living cannon needs to go down, or he could have... Oh, no, never mind. He can't target the pylon. The 1 cannon goes down. He's trying to sneak the Hydra in. The 2nd cannon is also falling. If he denies the other 2, it is pretty much a win. Even as it is, it looks really bad. All the probes are going down. And GG has said that was a 4-hatch Hydra, not a 3-hatch Hydra. But Hero is just imba. He seems to get away with this all the time. Like, that timing was really fast. I'm going to be honest, that was really fast timing. And Changers quickly eliminated. So now it is going to be Hero against StarCraft? What? Oh, wait, no. Haya had that. Who did he give it to? Haya gave that to Shiny. So it's Hero against Shiny. The final game. Who will win? So this is pretty intense. Thanks to some epic play by Changers, Sonic All-Stars has a chance to win. A chance to win. I would not have expected that at all at the beginning of this. And not only that, they're not relying on a Protoss to win. They have a Terran player to try to beat Hero, and a good one at that. And Hero is only 43%, very mediocre, or even bad, as some might say, against Terran. And Shiny, the build master, low APM guy, but the build master, because he has lots of really creative stuff that no one sees. And while Shiny actually has abysmal versus P and versus Terran rates in SOSPA competition, his versus Zerg winning rate is 58%, so this could not be set up any better for Sonic All-Stars to have a chance at the win. Now, Hero is certainly capable of beating anybody, but if there was a favorable setup for the win, this is it. I don't think it gets any better than this. And of course the map is Fighting Spirit. Someone's saying his win weights are great if you ignore maps other than Fighting Spirit. I am now slightly curious. Let's see how many wins and losses he has on FS. He has a loss against Mong on FS, a win against Sexy on FS, a loss against Sexy on FS, and a win against Asia Sin. So that's pretty mediocre. That's 50-50 on FS. And the players he beat weren't that strong. Versus Protoss, though, let's see how he does on FS. A loss to Lazy, a loss to Shuttle, a win against Tyson, a loss to Sky, so 1-3 so far, 1-4 loss to Pusan, 1-5 loss to Jose, 1-6 loss to LYH, 1-7 no, doesn't look pretty either way. Doesn't look pretty either way. So it looks like Shiny really can only get results against Zergs. Yeah, Shiny does get really high ladder. That is a good point, though. It's kind of surprising. Maybe he just, I don't know, maybe he just is good to beat most people, but he can't quite win against, like, the top guys in matchups other than versus Zerg, where he boasts an alarming 58%. Wow, okay, so he even beats the top guys. Maybe he just gets nervous then. I don't know. That's weird. That's really strange, then, that he has such poor results if he can beat all those people consistently when he's just playing fish. Yeah, but Vadi, the thing is, it's good, but his win ratio in live games is really bad. It's like 26%. But his TVZ is very good at 58% in televised games. Yeah, I don't think anyone can argue with that percentage. Alright, so we see we got 3 hatch gas, so looks like fairly standard play here from Hero, and Shiny also looking to be playing standard. I don't know if we're gonna have anything super creative from Shiny this game, but he definitely has creative builds. And he's really good at just being like kind of deceptive, making a player think one thing and then knowing how to do something else that will be unpredictable. It's possibly has a little bit of Jaehoon syndrome, where he maybe just gets nervous when he has to play live. Except for, it could be one of those things where he's so confident, or kind of like light. I guess light syndrome might be a better way to describe it, where he knows he's good in TVZ, so he plays fine there, but he just doesn't quite feel the same security in TVP, or maybe had some in TVT and had some bad results, and then doesn't have the same confidence he would playing them as practicing them. SCV will probably die soon. It is looking pretty cornered. Yeah, it gets alive again. Wow, nice little juke there. Shiny getting away without having to build the bunker. We've got the E-base, so I think we're going to see +1 5 racks. Which means not too many Sunkens will be required here from Hero, although he might just make one. Having not... Oh, no, he's got an Overlord there. Yeah, so he feels comfortable. Not feeling the need to rush and put up anything. And we got the first of the barracks coming down. Academy almost finished in construction. Light had good TVT, but certainly not as good as TVZ. And by Rio's accounts, even his TVT wasn't as good as his live TVT wasn't as good results-wise as it was in practice. Alright, so a bunch of Lings running up here to this wall, but that is like the Great Wall of Marines. Even if Hero makes a lot, I don't think he can really touch that, especially now with the medic out. And here we go, the run-in, but that is like, that's a lot of Marines. He might try to run in behind the minerals, but that usually doesn't end that well. Alright, so everything is dying. Yeah, that wasn't worth it. That was kind of silly. Now he might actually have to make a sunken too. Now I think there's some guys that play better live. I'm trying to think of who. But I think there's definitely some that thrive in that environment and play a little bit better. Jongbi is probably one. Jongbi seems to play better the more important the match gets. Like you wouldn't really have expected from Jung B's stats that he would win 2 OSLs, as he was on paper a slightly better than mediocre toss at around 53-54% in all matchups. But yet he won 2 OSLs and tore through people like Flash, Zero, Fantasy. Zero's another one that there was a tendency to choke, but at the same time, for a guy that boasted a career win rate of only like 51%, people thought of him as a pretty damn good player. So he was another one that I would say has good performance capabilities. 50%'s like kind of, you know, okay guy. Like look at this. 0, 51% career. Pure, 49%. I think most people would rate 0 as significantly better than Pure. In fact, there's probably some people that would rate 0 better than Cal, despite when you look at win rates, 51% versus 60%. So, you know, some of that comes from live results, but it's kind of how you do in big games and just the aura you project. Alright, so we got a little muted harass here from, wow, just blanked out on name, Hero. Obviously it's 3 hatch Muta, so really he doesn't have to commit to a lot of Muta harass. Certainly doesn't need to commit to killing a bunch of SCVs, mostly it's just about the threat. But of course this is 5 racks plus 1, so your Mutas are never going to hold long enough to keep tearing in his base. He'll be able to move out at some point, but it looks like there's already Hydras on the way, which means Lurkers should be pretty close to done for Hero, which means he'll have a chance to just defend his third with Lurkers. Actually, wait. Did Shiny do a quick +1 and only do 3 racks tech? Because he made the eBay very, very fast. Yeah, 60% is insane good. 60% is borderline S-class. But that's the point. I think people would rate 0 as not that much different than Cal, despite the fact that Cal is 9% higher in career win rate, which is pretty insane. Or another person, C. You know, we all said C was a good player, but you know, C never got quite that distinction, despite the fact that he was basically a 60%. He was ended his career at like 58, 59% career and high in all matchups. But no one ever was like, "Wow, C's freaking good." C was just like a solid player. So Hero's actually doing okay against these Marines. I think he's delayed them enough that he's gonna have, yeah, he's got eggs morphing, so he's gonna have Lurkers morphing on the ramp. Teddy Bear Terran, yeah, he kinda disappeared. And now a bunch of Lurkers moving out. Whoa, that is really intensely barreled there at the top of the ramp. Very clustered. Trying to go for the Vessel, the snipe, but he unleashes the Scourge too soon. Doesn't chase with the Muta. A little sloppy there by Hero. You gotta commit with the Muta if you're gonna try to snipe the Vessel. Gotta ram them home. Oh wow, so he went, that's so weird. That is so, I'm sorry, that is weird. Alright, so this is sort of like 9-minute push type stuff, but he went super fast +1 into 2 racks tech. Okay, like I said, Shiny's build master though. I'm just gonna assume it's decent because Shiny has good builds. So Shiny is now moving out, but very cautiously. I think he's trying to make sure that Hero isn't set up for some epic flank. He's trying to bait this out, but there's definitely potential here for some epic flank because there's a lot of Lurkers and stuff all over the map. Irradiate on the Muta. The split's pretty good. The Scourge does not hit its target, sadly. And it's kind of weird to see this big push from Shiny and nothing moving out. But again, I guess he's worried about all this Lurkerling and stuff in the center of the map from Hero. Hive is going up, so it looks like there's a good chance Hive will finish as well. Yeah, Shinrei, the funny thing though about Broodor is you said he played best when he was playing for his team. You could read that as like he only ever played best. Overlord probably sees the dropship. Yes, Scourge are heading in position, so that is going to be intercepted. Or ought to be intercepted. Will it be? Interception, I want to see. Oh, the Scourge are waiting over here for it. Shiny kind of cutely waits the dropship, knowing it was spotted, moves it just at Overlord Vision, just kind of waits, which Hero probably won't expect. And Shiny is already floating at his third and already proceeding to the mech transition. It looks like he's not going to actually offer any aggression with his Vessel Tank Marine stuff, and he's just going to transition into mech play. Should work. Oh, there's actually a medic healing SCVs, but okay. One SCV kill, and the Marines arrive, laying a bunch of mines over here as he's already preparing to take that base. But Hero moves quickly to clear them out with his Zerglings. And the Marines move back in position to cover the third base. And at some point here, Hero's going to want to establish a fourth. That is a lot of burrowed lurkers, which the Vultures might run into. Actually, they're only in range of one right now. They're kind of just macho fighting these Lings. Oh man, that is so many spines. Don't drive over them, Shiny. Don't do it. Dropship interception. So he still found it either way, as Shiny did try to sneak it around the very bottom of the map. Oh, snipes the drone coming down to build the expansion. Although with that, the Vulture dies now. He's coming down here with a lot of Marine and Medic and some Vulture reinforcements. I don't think he can attack into this insane lurker field though. More gooder, not so gooder is the only way you could probably improve your grammar there. Alright, so a bunch of Lings coming through the Nidus Canal over towards the third base. Going to come out and make sure that gets secured. And Shiny will move to take a fourth and maybe a fifth, as he is Maynarding 2 SCVs out. And Hero also taking his fourth. And Shiny doing a nice job here just mining up the map. We've got some Irradiates going down on these Muta. Vessel going to be forced to pull back. Muta might block the command centers, but here come the Marines, and the Muta instantly fall. That is the last of those guys. And we're going to have a small lurker. Ooh, there's a Defiler, though, and there are not mines over this route, so clever here by Hero. Oh, get it? I made a pun. Clever here by Hero. Alright, so with the Swarm, this could be a little annoying. There are not mines in place. Shiny doing exactly what he needs to, though. You kind of try to mine up and prevent Zerg from having a lot of map presence until you get your fourth and fifth established, and then you can roll out and kind of do whatever. Alright, Darkstorm goes down. Shiny, good reactions, running back out of the way. Suddenly runs back into the Darkstorm, not so good. Forces cancel on that command center, unfinished, so that is really unfortunate. Oh, Defiler interception! Nope, Swarm is up in time. Mine goes off, killing off some of those Lings. Vulture's killing the rest. Vulture Imba. Imba Vulture. So Shiny's still on 3 bases for the moment. Oh, gotta be careful of that big clump of lurkers there. Trying to lay as many mines as possible to block the lurkers from just running up these ramps here. Probably shouldn't continue to engage, though. Keep the Vultures there. They're just kind of dying. There we go. There's the reaction. And now Shiny is actually making a little bit of aggressive overtures. Oh, Vessel! A bunch of consume out, and this probably isn't so much an attack yet as it is more just what I was talking about, setting up some tanks to limit Zerg mobility and make it very... Actually, maybe this is an attack. He's going all the way to the bridge. But with only tanks, even Lings can just kind of pick them off pretty easily. Oh, there's a few Goliaths being rallied in now. And that is a lot of Dark Swarm. Like, a lot of Dark Swarm. Alright, so the Marine's over there. So now we do have the first commitment to an attack here by Shiny that we've really seen all game long. Those Dark Swarms are concerning, and there's a lot of Defilers out, especially at the main base. And more blanket Dark Swarms going down. Lurkers, of course, under Swarm are invincible. I think there's enough here to defend, and one Vessel from Shiny getting scourged a bit carelessly, and everything under the Swarm just obliterating the army of Shiny. He needs to pull back, and he's now trying to do so. There were not enough mines there to deflect all those Lurkers coming in under Swarm. And Shiny does lose most of his tanks, but there is a reinforcement on the way, and it is a fairly sizable one. And of course, this is one of the problems with mech, and that is the cost efficiency that mech lends itself to. Lurker does get burrowed in time, and so again the tanks will have to back off because invincible lurks are pretty good stuff. Shiny hopefully has that 4th base established. I see a yellow dot there that could just be... but it finished this time. He can send some vultures there and clear that out, which I think is what he's going to do right now. Vultures do pretty well against lurks. Marines coming down the ramp as well. They actually were very lined up for the lurker spine. Even some tanks. Now that is dealt with, and it looks like overlords are coming down to the bottom base for Hero, which suggests to me he's going to drop to try to get rid of this, or maybe he's going to load up from his 3rd base and go drop the top right, running into the natural. But Shiny securing his 4th base, keeping on equal bases, and now Hero running out. But the danger is you start to run out this far. The swarms are actually really good, but you can run out to where it's like too much area to try to blanket swarm. But really, really nice swarms right now from Hero, hitting just the right spots, and it's really forced Shiny halfway back to his own base, despite being out in the open with the map with lots of area to encircle. And we can see how many defilers Hero is making to allow this to be a possibility. But some of these are going to start to wear off, and Shiny will again start to close his jaws around that bridge, which is really what he wants to maintain control of. And actually, Vulture's running through right now. Needs to get some units through the Nidus fast enough, or he's going to lose a bunch of drones, but there are defilers and whatnot rushing through the Nidus. Vessel coming over. A few more vessels would be lovely to irradiate all this stuff. Looks like Vultures are going to try to clear out those lurkers there, as Vultures do full damage to lurkers. And yes, it is going to be a drop to the top part, which Shiny appears a little unprepared for. And he's not going to scout this either. Now, there's not a top base up there to lose, but definitely all the stuff can run down into the natural and wreak some havoc, especially if there's a defiler in the Overlord, which there ought to be. Oh, it's spotted now. Spotted now. The Natural's about to get dropped. The Marines could actually stim and kill one of the Overlords before the drop starts, but he's not targeting that. The Defiler goes up. The Swarm is up. Command Center immediately lifted. Has to run, and Shiny has to find some army to come back with. Oh, and a Plague on the command. Whoa! Oh, shit. Huge mine there. That was half the SCVs at that base. So, massive SCV slaughter. And, of course, this base is also undefended. He hasn't bunkered up here, and there's only a few Marines. So Shiny now has threats in multiple areas to deal with and is bleeding a lot of SCVs. He needs to get on this, or he's going to find himself in big trouble. At the meantime, he is pushing his way in, or trying to push his way into Hero's 3rd base with a scary army. And there we go. There's the reinforcements returning. It's a shame there isn't another Dark Swarm or 2, or we could actually get rid of a bunch of stuff there. Lurker dies to the minefield, which keeps this pressure alive. The tanks don't have to go up and unseized, but another Dark Swarm is laid on top of those tanks. Looks like Shiny has managed to resecure everything, though, but a lot of SCVs did die in that, and of course the CC was plagued. He will need to repair it. Whoa, pretty good mine there, killing off a bunch of Lings. And, I mean, Dark Swarm is good stuff, but if he gets the Nidus Canal, this gets a lot better for him. And there are some Ultras out now, and there are a lot of Defilers, so I don't think the Swarm is going to end anytime soon, which is making it really difficult here for Shiny to move across these bridges. There is a lot of tanks out there, though. I almost wonder if Hero shouldn't try to shift focus since Shiny's putting this area and do something elsewhere. We're going to have another small drop, maybe a Lurker and Defiler and Overlord or something like that. Or maybe just a few Lings, I don't know, hoping that Shiny hasn't left anything there. Wow, that's a big reinforcement from Shiny. That is a big reinforcement from Shiny. Holy. It's like another 12 tanks. Alright, what's in the Overlord? Is it just 2 Lurkers? Is it a Lurker and Defiler? Lurker and Defiler drops are really cute because it's just denies mining time for ages. Or is it just a scouting Overlord that's going to scare all the SCVs? That is Blanket Swarm everywhere, and that is a lot of Ultras. Ultras do fairly well with Blanket Swarms, but man, are there a lot of tanks right now for Shiny. And if he comes out past this, I don't know if it's so good. He needs more Swarms if he wants to keep pushing, and he doesn't seem to have them. So those Ultra will fall, and that is the loss of a pretty decent investment. Oh, an Ultra and 2 Lings. An Ultra is actually a pretty obnoxious thing to drop if there's only Bio, because it doesn't die very easy. But the Ultra's found his way to the low ground now to fight the Vultures. That's a pretty adorable drop. And the Ultra does fall, and the Goliath's actually coming now to pick off these Overlords, which were like hold position or something, and they go down immediately. I hope that wasn't actually a fully loaded drop that he forgot. It might have been. And it looks like Hero is going to continue to drop that. The scan goes down, and we'll see those overlords, though. So he'll probably just leave a few Goliaths in position, or he'll just do this and intercept the whole damn thing. Scan! Scanner will get through! One overlord goes down. Second overlord also goes down. Nope, drops an Oathless, and so it doesn't go down. Mines being laid to help clean the Ultra up. Has no choice but to eat those mines. And at this point, I'm starting to become a little bit concerned for Hero, simply because he has not secured a 5th base yet at all. It looks like, just as I say that, he might be thinking to do just that, or at the very least clear. Yeah, there's a drone with that group. And oh, we've got an Ultra drop over here at the 3 o'clock base as well, so Shiny's going to need to get on that, but tanks clean up Ultras pretty well. As long as there isn't Swarm or something. And finally Hero is starting to clear out these mines, and this will cause Shiny some more problems, as now Hero has counterattack paths open to him now along the top of the map, which means Shiny can't just casually sloppily losing a vessel, cannot casually commit his whole army to that bridge attack. SCVs have been transferred away, and here comes the army to deal with that, and now we have the counterattacking armies, Ultras eating the mines, Lings eating some of the mines. Shiny will have to keep some stuff back at home, and this game is getting quite interesting. Yeah, I definitely think Hero is looking a little stronger these days in ZVT. Definitely causing problems for Shiny over here at this 3rd base. And Shiny's going to pull these tanks and Goliaths up onto the high ground. He is starting to add factories at the other high ground, which will make this a lot more defensible of a position and put a stop to these constant annoying counterattacks that prevent him from committing to anything he wants. Oh, and another vessel! The positioning of the vessels, I know why he wants them there, but he just doesn't have it right. He keeps losing them and not paying attention to them well enough, and now the tank's sieging up on the high ground. They're going to prevent the Ultras from running up there, so he will finally clean up this Ultra threat. And now he just needs to re-land that 3rd base and get it mining again. Man, mines are pretty good against Ultra. We've got a massive counterattack now to bottom right. By Hero. Maybe not massive, but somewhat sizable counterattack. But there are tanks on the high ground now. The ramp is being blocked. SCVs are actually being pulled to help defend against this. But Shiny does hold just fine. Can still run up to 3rd base, which will have to lift off ASAPly. And all of a sudden, Hero trying to take this advantage to push into the natural. This could be a big deal if a Defiler can't hurry up and get through there with a few lurkers. But suddenly, Shiny is through. Everything depends on this Nidus Canal. It's being targeted. Defilers are going to have to come from the top Nidus Canal, but it looks like the 4th base for Hero is going to fall, and that will put Shiny in a very nice position economically, and Ultra dying there to mines, and an unfortunate mistake there by Hero might end up costing him a game that he could have been in a good position. So, yeah, the 4th base is dead. Defilers are going to clean up and keep tearing out of the natural. But we have a Vulture raid over to the 5th base. And no defense there. Unfortunately, it's only 2 Vultures, so that's a little slow to kill drones. Lings running in there now to deal with it. Sunken is up. Here come the Lings. They are sufficient or insufficient to deal with this. The answer appears to be insufficient. We'll slay those Vultures. Yeah, so the drones have to run yet again. And that could go unnoticed. You might think, well, I sent Lings, the Vulture should be dead, but they're not, and there was a battle going on. And we got Overlord drop here, trying to mine a bunch of these tanks. No Defiler Plague out of the Overlord, though. And that drop kills some tanks, but kind of peters out, and oh man, the Vultures are killing a lot of the drones there. That's probably 15 or 20 drone kills by the end of that. And now here comes another one of these huge reinforcements for Shiny down towards this bottom. And the position looks quite a bit weaker for Hero. That's really unfortunate that he was caught unprepared. Had he been paying a little better attention, he would have been fine and not lost the natural, or yeah, the 4th base natural, and life would have been good. But now he's hurting a little bit economically. Runs up there with the Vultures. He's going to raid the rest of that base. The Lings are actually doing a good job of blocking. And the Vulture's just going to chill behind there. The drones cannot mine from this base. In fact, most of them have all been killed. And actually, it's looking like I was going to say, if he gets up the ramp, that'd be horrible. But now he's got to pull back. Oh, good Plague, though. Could have done with a few of those maybe a little bit earlier. We got an Overlord drop, but it dies pretty damn fast. And there's going to be plenty of defense with all the tanks up there, so that peters out. And GG is said! And a huge, huge win for Sonic All-Stars. They're not going to be shut out, and they're showing that they do have the metal that it takes to compete with stronger SOSPA teams. And let's be honest, guys, STX is, while maybe not the best team, they have some of the better results. And if you look at their players, Terra's pretty good. Shuttle's a beast, one of the best SOSPA players around. Mini is quite good, especially as he continues to get his form. Okay, Brittany is Brittany. And Hero is certainly a monster in at least one matchup, and dangerous in others. So, pretty important day, and I'm pretty happy with that result, to be honest. It's good to see that this team has the ability to be competitive, especially seeing Changers take out two good Protosses in Mini and Shuttle with varied play. One with very standard play, and the other with some very creative, incessant battery power. So yeah, thanks for watching. And I will see you all next time. I'll put this VOD up in the live report thread when I get the chance. So see y'all next time.